I will gild her horns, and will offer her up to you in sacrifice. Then they prayed, and Pallas Athena heard their prayer. When they had done praying to the daughter of great Zeus, they went their way, like two lions prowling by night amid the armor and blood-stained bodies of them that had fallen. Neither again did Hector let the Trojans sleep, for he too called the princes and counselors of the Trojans, that he might set his counsel before them. Is there one, said he, who is for a great reward, will do me the service of which I will tell you? He shall be well paid if he will. I will give him a chariot, and a couple of horses, and fleetest that can be found at the ships of the Achaeans. If he will bear this thing, and will win infinite honor to boot, he must go to the ships and find out whether they are guarded as heretofore, or whether now that we may have beaten them, the Achaeans design to fly, and through sheer exhaustion are neglecting to keep their watches. They all held their peace, but there was among the Trojans a certain man named Dolon, son of Eumedes, the famous herald, a man rich in gold and bronze, and was ill-favored but a good runner, and was an only son among 5 sisters. He it was that now addressed the Trojans. I, Hector, said he, will go to the ships and will exploit them. But first hold up your scepter and swear that you will give me the chariot, the diadem of bronze, and the horses that now carry the nobles, sons of Peleus. I will make you a good scout, and will not fail you. I will go through the host from one end to the other till I come to the ship of Agamemnon, where I take it the princes of the Achaeans are now consulting whether they shall fight or fly. When he had done speaking, Hector held up his scepter and swore his oath, saying, May Zeus, the thundering husband of Hera, bear witness that no other Trojan but yourself shall mount those steeds, that you shall have your will with them forever. The oath he swore was bootless, but it made Dolon more keen on going. He hung his bow over his shoulder, and as an overall he wore the skin of a grey wolf, while on his head he set a cap of ferret skin. Then he took a pointed javelin and left the camp for the ships, but he was not to return with any news for Hector. When he had left the horses and the troops behind him, he made all speed on his way. But Odysseus perceived his coming and said to Diomed, Diomed, here is someone from the camp. I am not sure whether he is a spy or whether it is some thief who would plunder the bodies of the dead. Let him get a little past us. We can then spring upon him and take him. If, however, he is too quick for us, go after him with your spear and him in towards the ships away from the Trojan camp to prevent his getting back to the town. With this they turned out their way and lay down among the corpses. Dolon suspected nothing and soon passed them. But when he had got about as far as distance by which a mule plowed furrow exceeds one that has been plowed by oxen, for mules can fallow land quicker than oxen, they ran after him. When he heard their footsteps, he stood still, for he made sure they were friends from the Trojan camp come by Hector's orders to bid him return. When, however, they were only a spear's cast, or less away from him, he saw that they were enemies as fast as his legs could take him. The others gave chase at once, and a couple of well-trained hounds pressed forward after a doe or hare that runs screaming in front of them. Even so did the son of Tydeus and Odysseus pursue Dolon and cut them off from his own people. But when he had fled so far towards the ships that he would soon have fallen in with the outpost, Athena infused fresh strength into the son of Tydeus, for fear some other of the Achaeans might have the glory of being first to hit him, and he might himself be only second. He therefore sprang forward, and the spear said, Stand, or I shall throw my spear. In that case shall I soon make an end of you. He threw as he spoke, but missed his aim on purpose. The dart flew over the man's right shoulder, then stuck in the ground. He stood stock still, trembling in great fear. His teeth chattered, and he turned pale with fear. The two came breathless up to him and seized thy hands, whereon he began to weep and said, Take me alive, I will ransom myself. We have a great store of gold, bronze, and wrought iron. From this my father will satisfy you with a very large ransom. Should he hear of my being alive at the ships of the Achaeans, fear not, replied Odysseus. Let no thought of death be in your mind, but tell me, and tell me true, why are you thus going about alone in the dead of night, away from your camp towards the ships while other men are sleeping? Is it to plunder the bodies of the slain, or did Hector send you to spy out what was going on at the ships, or did you come here of your own mere notion? Dolon answered, his limbs trembling beneath him. Hector, with his vain flattering promises, lured me from my better judgment. He said he would give me the horses of the noble son of Peleus, and his bronze that is in chariots. He bade me go through the darkness of the flying night, get close to the enemy, and find out whether the ships are still guarded as heretofore, or whether now that we have beaten them, the Achaeans designed to fly, and through sheer exhaustion are neglecting to keep their watches. Odysseus smiled at him and answered, You had indeed set your heart upon a great reward, for the horses of the descendants of Aethus are hardly to be kept in hand or driven by any other mortal man than Achilles himself, whose mother was an immortal. But tell me, and tell me true, where did you leave Hector when you started? Where lies his armor and his horses? How too are the watches and sleeping round of the Trojans ordered? What are their plans? Will they stay here by the ships and away from the city? For now they have worsted the Achaeans. Will they retire within their walls? And Dolon answered, I will tell you truly all. Hector and other counselors are now holding conference by the monument of the great Ilus, away from the general tumult. As for the guards about which you asked me, there is no chosen watch to keep guard over the host. The Trojans have their watch hires, for they are bound to have them. They therefore are awake and keep each other to their duty as sentinels, but allies who have come from other places are asleep, and leave it to the Trojans to keep guard, for their wives and children are not here. Odysseus then said, Now tell me, are they sleeping among the Trojan troops, or do they lie apart? Explain this, that I may understand it. I will tell you truly all, replied Dolon. To the seaward lie the Carians and the Paeonian bowmen, the Legles and the Caconians, the noble Pelasgi, the Lycians and the proud Mysians, with the Phrygians and the Meonians have their place on the side towards Thymbra. But why ask about all this? If you want to find your way into the host of the Trojans, there are the Thracians, who have lately come here and lie apart from the others at the far end of the camp, and they have Rhasus, son of Eonus, for their king. His horses are the finest and strongest that I have ever seen. They are whiter than snow.